All right, Luke. So this is the breakdown for sector three of our lap comparison. Again, your personal best of that 132.2 and my personal best of the 130.5. This is a pretty interesting comparison or a pretty interesting gain here in terms of the difference that was made. So I started out, I was basically maybe 9/10 of a second up, and I managed to gain almost another half second, actually more than a half second on you. And a lot of that occurs just because of that exit from turn five. So again, I talked about how important it is to exit with speed, exit that corner with as much speed as possible. So for the entire duration of this straightaway, which includes turn six, I've managed to keep about 3 miles an hour on you. I start losing a little bit before the apex, but then you can also see here, you can see the level of confidence that I carry on that throttle all the way through that apex. And that again allows me to gain additional speed on you, which makes a massive difference in terms of all the time that I've gained on you through there. So obviously something to pay attention to. And again, as far as vision goes, keeping that vision going through the apex and then out to that track out on turn six, right? So we're talking about this right here, this section here, where when you come into here, we can see that apex and then the track out. You just got to make sure you're moving that vision forward. So you have forward, moving that vision forward so that you have the confidence to stay on that throttle in the way that I do here. It makes a huge difference. And then we can say here that I carry that throttle a little bit longer, carry that max speed just a little bit longer due to the confidence that I have leading into turn seven. From there, our braking traces are similar. We're bleeding off the same amount of speed. And here, I actually have to give you some credit, although I'm going to demonstrate right here with your throttle. So the credit that I'm giving you is that you managed to come away with a fair amount of speed coming through that corner, and you can see that gap here. So this is actually one of the few places on the course where you gain time on me leading up to the damn turn. So what that says is that your exit from turn seven is really good. The one critique that I have for you is again, taking a look at the throttle here, what we're seeing is we see you apply that throttle hard and early. This is prior to the apex. And I know the video here is a little difficult to see, but on the larger video, we can see the throttle input and what's happening. But you apply that throttle pretty hard leading up to the apex, and then you have to back off that throttle in order to be able to get that car to turn and get it down to that apex. So this actually is costing you acceleration. And that's why this gap here, where I'm actually going slower than you, this is why this gap closes right here is you see me apply that throttle with more confidence. So basically what I'd love to see is a balance between you and I here, effectively carrying a little bit more speed, and then possibly being slightly more patient on the throttle and then applying that throttle here firmly. And that would actually give you better gains leading into the dam turn, which is turn nine. Or actually, I'm sorry, turn eight. So doing really well here. I do want to call it out. That's one place where you gain time on me, and you can see it right here. So I was up about 1.6 seconds, and then you managed to take back about 0.4 seconds on me through this section here. So very nice work there. Then leading into turn seven or turn eight again, I'm not sure why I'm getting confused right now, but leading into turn eight, we're going to dial that car in, and you can see I come in with a little bit more speed, and this is definitely a place where we can get some gains for you. Is entering that corner. You have a braking moment here, whereas I'm just doing a lift on that throttle and looking through that corner, looking for that apex that's out there. I have that lift and carry that lift a little bit longer than you did, and that results in a slightly lower min speed or a slightly later min speed coming through the corner. But then you see I start to apply that throttle with a fair amount of confidence. you lose confidence right here and drop off that throttle in order to be able to get that car to tuck in a little bit more. And that allows me to again start gaining time on you and start effectively gaining speed on you. So I exit turn 8 into turn 9 with an additional 2 miles an hour on you. So big thing I would suggest here is come in with a little bit more confidence. And then what I do is I'm using the change in elevation here in order to generate more grip in the car. So it drops away, and as it drops away down towards the dam, you're going to feel the car kind of losing that front grip. And then as the elevation starts to change and it starts going back uphill again, that front end will grip, and that's what's allowing me to have that confidence right here and go to the throttle and start squeezing it on all the way through. So just something to think about as we're coming through there. That's going to gain you a little bit more speed here, although you are closing the gap because you went to the throttle more aggressively here. So overall, this is a really good sector for you, and I think it's worth calling out. I still gain some time on you. If we look at end to end, I gain about a half second on you. But overall, good work. I think we'll continue to refine this. Potentially, I would say the biggest gains for you are going to be on the entry to turn 7, just coming in with a little bit more confidence on that throttle, and then using those brakes to get that car slowed down so it'll turn for turn 7. A good way to help with this is going to be moving that vision to that apex point as early as possible. And that's just going to help you out. Overall, nice job on the sector.